talk about the 2024 presidential campaign. President Trump is apparently testing out some new nicknames for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. According to reports, including those from Vanity Fair, the nicknames include Tiny D, Ron Dishonest, and Ron D Establishment. However, Trump says Meatball Ron would be inappropriate to use. It's something that he's played with in the past. Of course, this shows us a heightening rivalry between these two stars of the Republican Party, who could both be fighting for the presidential race in 2024. Only one of them is officially so far. Now, Trump's first official nickname for DeSantis came at a rally in Pennsylvania last November. Take a listen.
Trump at 71, Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%. Ron was a disciple of Paul Ryan, who is a rhino loser. Don't worry about it, don't worry about it, little Marco. To me, he's not Lion Ted anymore.
What is he now?
Beautiful Ted.
Beautiful
Texas,
Ted.
I call him Texas Ted. And Bernie's a nice guy. You know, crazy Bernie. He is the nicest loser I've ever seen. If you want depression, doom and despair, vote for Sleepy Joe Biden. It may be Pocahontas, remember that. Deplorable was not a good day for Hillary. Crooked Hillary. She is a crooked one.
Now, a lot has been made of Trump's nickname game. Will it pay dividends in 2024? Let's welcome in now Dave Rubin, host of the Rubin Report, to talk about it. Hello, Dave.
John, good to be with you.
I won't
say your nickname on air. I'll just text it to you later.
Okay. All right. I don't know what it is, but I'm looking forward to that text. I love this story personally because I love these nicknames. And, considering that Donald Trump accused Ted Cruz of killing, or his dad anyway, of killing JFK back in 2016, I think we got a long way to go before things get really nasty. But tell us your concerns about the nicknames coming from Donald Trump for Ron DeSantis.
Well, look, as I tweeted out the other day, there is 100% without question a case to be made for Donald Trump as president, that he and he alone is the guy who really will go in and officially drain the swamp and fight all of the deep state and all of that stuff. And he can do it because of his resources and understanding mistakes he made last time. And he can do it better this time. That is a case to be made. But that, to me, is the case that Trump should be making. You know, the thing with the nicknames, even though they're kind of funny and silly looking back, I would argue, and I think a lot of Trump supporters would argue, they were necessary last time because he was breaking through such a calcified system and had to go after Hillary the way he did and things of that nature. The thing is with DeSantis is he really is at the moment the standard bearer of what a Republican politician can and should be in an American sense. He has done everything that a Republican could ask for. He has defended conservative ideas. He won in a landslide. He kept the state open. He is doing absolutely everything right, which is why 1,200 people a day moved to Florida. It just set its biggest record ever in terms of tourism last year, all of the lowest unemployment that Florida's ever had, all of that good stuff. So I don't think the nicknames are going to work. Like, if you want to make the argument that, hey, me, Donald Trump, I am the one that will do the thing because I did it once before when nobody said I couldn't, I can do it again. That's an argument, okay. But the nickname thing, I don't think it's going to fly with DeSantis because too many Republicans like him. I mean, if Ron DeSantis is a rhino, then any sane conservative is a rhino, something like that.
I think a lot of Republicans feel that way sometimes, always being called rhinos. Just when you have a, but the thing is, there's not a lot of distinction between the policies of Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis, even on the issue of Ukraine. And I think what's also interesting here, what's different now this time around with the nicknames, is my belief is that Donald Trump has an audience of one for these nicknames. He's trying to get under Ron DeSantis' skin. He's trying to get him to respond because he hasn't officially announced his candidacy yet. Now, that said, we have Chip Roy, the congressman from Texas, endorsing Ron DeSantis, even though we don't have a DeSantis campaign quite yet. So my question for you is this: officially, unofficially, whatever, Dave Rubin, tell us, is Ron DeSantis running for president right now? What is he doing?
Well, John, I mean, the truth is, I don't know anything that you don't know. I've done a bunch of events with the governor in the last couple of weeks. He's not saying one way or another. I think you can make an argument that for me as a Floridian, like, I don't want to send him out to the swamp because God only knows what the swamp can do to good people, and Florida's just doing so well. Why not stay here? On the other hand, I think there's a very compelling, obvious case for DeSantis to run, which is that he has the blueprint, as he calls it, the blueprint of freedom. It's right here in Florida. And if we we could make America Florida and export that freedom, that would be a wonderful thing. You know, the Chip Roy one is particularly interesting because, as you said, DeSantis hasn't even announced, and Chip Roy is thought of as a MAGA Republican, meaning he's more on the anti-war side of things. You know, he's more on the libertarian side of things. That usually shakes up more with the Trump-style crowd. So the fact that he's preempting DeSantis here is seriously interesting. I wonder what's going on behind the scenes, whether Trump is pissed at Chip or whether DeSantis may be pissed at Chip. Maybe he didn't want this to add the pressure. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, and of course there's a law in Florida that prevents the governor from running for president. This legislative session's happening right now, and at the end of that, we do expect maybe the laws to change. You know, and I think we can assume, and I always tell people this, is Ron DeSantis going to run? I say he's acting like it. And you live in Florida, I live in Florida. They have PAC commercials on TV all the time. Certainly sounds and looks like Ron DeSantis is running for president. And I think in this modern day, you have to kind of set yourself up in case, you know, something happens. I think, even though it's not official, he is running for president right now, or acting as if he is. Now, going back to the kind of policy differences between DeSantis and Trump, several top lawmakers are now pushing back, and the Wall Street Journal is doing this as well, calling this Ron DeSantis' first big mistake, calling it a territorial dispute, not a vital U.S. interest. Also, related to that, we got to talk about the Vice President Kamala Harris. She was on Stephen Colbert last night, and she was criticizing Ron DeSantis as well. Take a listen.
The significance of standing firm against any nation that would try to take by force another nation. If you really understand the issues, you probably would not make statements like that.
And I think if Kamala Harris ever talked to a group of American voters, she wouldn't make a statement like that. And I think the DeSantis team might be able to bundle that up and turn it into a DeSantis campaign commercial once he does announce he's running.
Right, like he really is quite good at, you know, his opponents say something about him and he's like, yeah, they're saying exactly what I want them to say about me because I'm right. You know, Kamala, first off, she sounds like a pandering third grade teacher or perhaps a third grade student when she speaks. The idea that somehow DeSantis doesn't know something that she knows and this is how we have to go about things is kind of crazy. I mean, in essence, she's saying if there's any territorial dispute anywhere, if any country was to invade any other country, somehow it's something that we have to take care of. Look, you can make a compelling argument for why there should be intervention and why the U.S. should help Ukraine against Russian aggression, but I think you absolutely can make a case against it. And as DeSantis said, is it a vital? Congress has not said anything about it, but in essence, we are acting as if we are at war. And Kamala's saying, yes, we should police the entire world at all times. I don't think that's what people want anymore. As a matter of fact, I think that's one of the reasons that Trump got elected the first time, and it's one of the things he could really hang his hat on this time, that I will be the most anti-war, even though
well,
in effect,
DeSantis
was doing the same thing.
He's saying both. He did say he's the only one that can prevent World War III, so we'll see. And I'll take your third grade teacher analogy just a step further. She's like the third grade teacher you don't like, but then you see her at Chili's with your parents, and she's been at happy hour, and she comes over, and she's all sloppy and talks to you, and you're like, no, lady, you're not nice to me at school. Don't talk to me now when I'm with my parents. Maybe that might be a true story that I'll tell you about sometime. Anyway, Dave, Rubin, we'll see you later. Thanks.
Good to see you, John.